And good morning and welcome to Touch Base Daily. My name is Ron Foster, and I'm touching base with you as I do every day. And I'm with my partner in crime, Mr. Chris Edwards.
Good morning, sir. So just a word to the wise for those that are watching, my feed might go dead in and
You
out a couple
may,
times this
you
episode.
may get kicked.
I'm having some technical difficulties with my browser.
You might get kicked off. And the cyber mice are nibbling away.
Yes, they are today.
It's a nice day in New York. I love that today
Is
is a
it?
rainy,
Oh, okay.
misty, because the autumn leaves look so beautiful, and it just feels like a
It's
real
it's
raw
giving it's
autumn
giving
day.
Halloween. We've
Yes,
had rain
Halloween.
since last night,
You
but I
know,
have to
last
say, go
oh, go
ahead, go
ahead.
ahead.
I was saying
No, I was gonna
last
say,
year Halloween was so hot. Remember, it was a
mm,
hot. I mean, I had to leave the Halloween parade because it was so warm and the people
mm.
were so nasty and stink and marijuana everywhere. And I said, okay, Ron, go back to Brooklyn. It's just not that kind of Halloween. And this
Mm.
year is going to be back to being a normal, cool, nice, crisp
Yeah,
Halloween.
it's going to be a crisp one this year. Um, I was last night here at our complex, so where we're at. They had like a little Halloween thing. At like they had a dogs and animals costume type of thing first. Then they had a movie night outside in the courtyard, which was really nice. They had popcorn machine. They were playing
Mm.
Ghostbusters. They had desserts and stuff like that. Really, and it was cool. We brought our blanket out there, sat outside in front of fire pit, and watched the movie.
Oh, we lost him again. We lost him again. Oh, I tell you, he'll be back. He'll be back, y'all. He'll be back.
There I
Something.
am.
Oh, there he is. He's again. Yeah.
All right.
Something's wrong with your signal over there.
I don't know what.
It happens. I mean, these things happen. Yeah, he's muted. But so we're just having a little technical difficulty on from his somewhere on his browser. But anyway, while we're waiting for Chris, let's say good morning to some folks. Let's say good morning. There's always a plan B. There's always a plan B. Good morning, Hannah says. First of all, Hannah gets the gold as usual. As usual. She says, good morning, Ron and Chris and Touch Base Daily Family. TBD fam. And then with the silver this morning is Chris R. Chris R, I look at your, I when I see you on board, I say, oh, I need to get back to our game night. We need to get back to game night, but I don't want to be rude. So I have to do game night, like, because I know that I am living with other folks and I don't want them, they're all trying to sleep and I can't do it like I used to. So I have to figure out how am I going to do my game nights. But I'll definitely do it when I'm away because I'll be way in the daytime when you guys in the evening. When you guys are at 11 o'clock, I'll be starting my day in the morning. So everybody will be getting up. So we'll have a good time difference. And in third place is the great and wonderful Jazzy Jazz. She's in the building. She says, good morning, beautiful people. And then we got the wonderful Lisa Seeley. Morning, everyone. Also, if you guys haven't not gone to Lisa's page on Hello Healing, she is doing some sales and some marketing over there. So check her out over in Instagram. You can see most of her stuff. And she is got a lot of some definitely some what we will call it promotions going on her website, on her Instagram. I don't know if you're on TikTok. Are you on TikTok, Lisa? Are you doing promotions on TikTok also? Okay, Mr. Bryson. Do I need a drink for Mr. Bryson? I think I do. I think I need a drink. Okay. Nothing like green tea in the morning. And it is. Bryson says, what's up, Ron? What's up, Chris? What's up, everybody? Happy Law and Order Thursday. We in the last days of Fear Fest, and Halloween is tomorrow. This is true, Bryson. Thank you, Bryson. Thank you for reminding us of Law and Order tonight. And really, yeah, speaking of Law and Order, I do Instacart, right? So yesterday I ordered some stuff for the house in through Instacart. The great thing about Instacart, wherever I travel anywhere, I can always just order stuff for the home wherever I'm staying, which is great. Now, I have free delivery, so it's good in that way. Number two, they gave us an extra perk on Instacart. Did not know I had it until yesterday because I had not been on in a while since February. Really, no, I've been on. I've been on since then. But they gave us free Peacock. Free Peacock. So as long as you're a member, so far, as long as you're a member, Instacart, you get free Peacock. And I was like, okay. So now I can see Law and Order when I want to see it. Don't have to just see it on Thursday nights. And I'm a big Law and Order fan. I love Law and Order. So I think I'm gonna bring our brother, bring my partner in crime back onto the screen. the technical difficulties this morning. And Jazzy says, Chris, if you are in Edge browser, switch to Chrome or another one. It may help. Microsoft had a major outage yesterday, which could still cause some problems. What is going on with all the technical companies having these massive? Do you think these people are being hacked? Do you think there's something else going on behind the scenes? I mean, last week it was Amazon. This week is Microsoft. I don't know. We can't hear you, buddy. We can't hear you. So, technical difficulties. Wherever there's technology, there will.
Can you hear me? Can you hear me now?
You're back loud and proud.
I had to do a full system reboot. It's something wrong with the browser.
And now he's frozen.
That's
hanging there, Chris. We're not going to be long. It's not going to be a long show because also I have to get off of here so I could. The cleaning person is here today, so they will be cleaning my room. So I'm not going to stay here past 12 o'clock. So I'm going to get out of here, out of this space, and so that way they can do their cleaning, and then I can come back into my workspace. But I spent all last evening working on my. If you haven't seen it, maybe I should take you there, right? I should take you there on my Instagram. My Instagram. Let me see if it pops up. Yeah, there it goes. There's my Instagram. Okay, so unfortunately, the sound did not come out because it says that. I said, why does Instagram give you sounds and then they know that those sounds don't work? And then they tell you, we can't use that sound. They give you the sound in the selection, but then the sound doesn't work in different locations. Then why are you putting it in there? Why is it something you can select on? Anyway, so let me take you to what I've been working on. And I'm pretty excited about it because I talked to Gwendolyn yesterday. I was like, I'm going to get this done by Friday. Right, Gwendolyn? She says, what up, people? Right, Gwendolyn? So here we go. While Chris is finding his way, and let me show you. So I've begun working on the calendar for 2026, which will be released on Monday. So, but I've been working diligently yesterday, editing photos. I spent the whole day yesterday, rest of the day after I talked to you guys, editing photos. So this is not every photo that's in here is going to be in the new calendar. It's called Flamingos of Namibia. Here we go. There's no sound, unfortunately. There is no sound. There we go. But there you have it. Hold on a second. Let me see if I can get it up on the screen. Oh, sorry. Pop out. Let's try it again. There we go. So these are my flamingo photos from Namibia. And so some of these will be 12 of these, the best 12 will be in the calendar for 2026. And then I will work on an elephant, another like I did last year. The elephant calendar did good. People were buying the elephant calendar, and so they will also get exposure to the elephants. But I'm going to change and put new elephants into the calendar from last year. There you have it. There you have it. Is the calendar. So been working on it, working diligently, because brother got to make some money. And people think, oh, you sold your home, so you got lots of money. No, I don't. People don't realize how much money is taken when you sell your property. It's a lot of taxes, a lot of everything, paying off stuff, paying contractors, paying debt, paying this. I'm like, you gotta still work. You gotta still work. You gotta work. So I'll be working on getting some calendars out there for you guys and for the world. Kimmy Kim says, good morning. Good morning. Good morning. I see you. And Aya's in the building. She says, Grand Rising, Ron, Chris, everyone, Touch Base Daily. Make sure you hit the likes. Make sure you hit the likes. So that way the algorithms know that we are here, that you are here. And Hannah says, good morning. I see the love between all of you guys exchanging love to one another. And I see Mr. Bryson says, oh, and the Twilight Saga is back in theaters if y'all love Twilight fans. Not a fan. Sorry, Bryson. But I've only seen one Twilight thing or episode or wherever it is. I've never looked at that. That's never been my thing. Hey, Adrian says, happy Friday Eve. And let's see what's going on. I'll say, yes, that's what it is. Lisa says she's having a trip to Bali. Y'all come with me. I've been processing my thoughts on this one, Lisa. I've never been to Bali. And you've been to Bali several times, I do believe, right? And this sounds like something I may want to just tag along. I don't know. I'm still debating. I was just telling my brother this morning, I put all my money into brokerage accounts. So that way I can't spend it. I can't spend my money. So that I got to now research and then say, okay, I got to think before I spend, which is a good thing. I have a blocker. Blockers are good, so you don't just spend money any old kind of way. So, but yes, so go to Lisa's page. I can do that for Lisa. Hold on a second. Let me see if she has it on her screen. Let's do that for Lisa. Let's do that for her. One of the pillars in this house here. Let me see, Lisa. And you guys can see what she's got going on. I thought it was great marketing. And here it is. Okay, there it is. It's right there. Okay, so this is the wonderful Lisa's marketing for, I think it's Hello Healing in Bali with Lisa. Here we go. I think this is the one I want to share with you guys. Hold on, did we get there? Hey, and I think we got another guest is in the back room. Someone just rang the bell. I heard feet coming up the driveway. But anyway, let's go with Lisa right now while this is happening. Let's go with Lisa. Okay, so this is Lisa's page. And I think
is officially launched. Go to the website here, make your down payment, and then you can pay little by little all the way till next year, because the trip is not until September of next year, September 21st to the 27th to be exact. I'm so excited. All the people who ever DM me asking me when was I doing a retreat? I'm doing a retreat now, and I'd love to have you with me. It's going to be magical. Bali is such a beautiful place. I love it so much. It's actually on my list of places possibly to retire. So I want to share that with you. So please go to the link and sign up. You deserve this trip. Put yourself first. We're going to have such a great time. See you there.
Okay, so there you have it. Check out Lisa's page, and so you can be a part of it and put money down. And I love that it's a year out, literally more than a year out. So we're September of 2026. So a year out. We're going to head into November. So a little less than a year. Okay. So do that. Make sure you pop in there and check out Lisa's trip to Bali retreat. It's not just a trip, it's a retreat. Okay. And Rashawn is in the building. She says, good morning and happy Thursday, Ron and Touch Base Daily family. Oh, yes, indeed. And she said, no, I'm not on TikTok. She is not on TikTok, y'all. I'm on it, but I don't use it. And I'm debating on deleting it now that it's owned by somebody in the Trump world. I don't want to be connected. Rashawn says, good morning, Chris. And Chris is somewhere out there. He's behind the scenes. I'm gonna bring them on. I'm gonna bring he and Elise on. There they go. And no sound. Wait, Chris, can we hear you? Chris, give it. Can you?
There we go.
You,
Sorry, I muted myself.
Yes, we hear you. Okay. And Elise,
I think I'm back.
Elise, are you there? Can we hear you?
You should be able to.
Yeah.
You should be able to. Good morning. Good morning, Elise.
Good morning.
And,
good morning.
Good morning.
And who else is in the building? She says, Lisa says, I heard ChatGPT last version was hacked. Also, yes, ChatGPT was hacked. Not once, but twice. I do believe they said twice. So there's a lot of hacking going on with these big companies. I don't know what's happening. Are they testing something for the future? Adrian says first world problems.
Yeah, but here's the problem. A lot of people use these services.
Yeah.
And the fact that now all of our information, our information is out there, but getting hacked and stolen and putting out there on the dark web. And this is why you're getting all of these random spam calls and emails and calendar invites. It's because of stuff like this.
Woo, hoo, hoo. And this is fancy. Can she clean my? No, she's talking about the maid. Okay, moving right along.
I always tell people if they've ever watched Jurassic Park, I said these are the dinosaurs testing the fence.
Yeah. Yes.
These are the tests.
Oh, what?
It's true, because it's like when a scammer tries to get into your account, they don't just go and spend money out of your account. They'll buy something for like $1, a couple of dollars to see if there's money there and if it'll go through. And then they start making the big purchases. So at least
that's what happened to my buddy.
Right,
one of my buddies.
Yeah,
that happened to him last month, and he's been trying to get it cleared up, and the bank won't clear it up, and they cleared out the small one. They were like, oh, we'll reimburse you for the small one, but they didn't reimburse you for the big one. That's insane.
That's crazy.
Right.
I can't stand banks. I really do. That's why I moved everything to a brokerage firm. I do not like, and not that brokerage firms but they're much more friendly. I'll leave it at that.
Money under the mattress. That's
that's why it's the mattress, right?
And just don't pray for a fire.
Yes, and pray that you don't get a fire. Holy moly! We live in a dangerous world. We live in a dangerous world. Adrian said, if he had money, he wouldn't be slumming it with me. There you go. Thank you, Adrian. Will y'all tell Adrian? Yes.
Well, if that's the slum, I don't know what a ghetto looks like.
No, I am definitely living in luxury.
Yes, you are.
But I tell you, this is a home where it's truly, I have not missed a beat in being in my old apartment and being with Adrian and Nancy.
That's awesome.
Yeah, so this has been a thrill. And not only that, I get entertainment every day from Adrian. Entertainment all day long. Y'all know he's a crazy person. So yes,
it runs in the family.
Yes, it does. We're all little.
We're all a little crazy. You have to be.
And Jazzy says
Absolutely.
capital gains tax is no joke. Could you say it again, Jazzy Jazz, for all the people in the back room? No, because people when they see that they think you gained some money because you sold your apartment, they're like, oh, you must got a lot of money now. You can do what you want to do. No, it doesn't go that way. You gotta work. Shoot.
They're gonna get theirs. You better believe that.
Yeah. You gotta work, dude. We gotta work. So the calendar will be coming out so that you can purchase it for this man to be able to continue to work.
Yeah.
I got work, baby, work. Jamil Shabazz is in the building. Grand Rising family, he says. Jesus says 48 degrees today in Arlington. Just a little brisk this morning. And Lisa says, I'm going to be a teenager and stand in line for one my current favorite artist, KWN. Who's KWN? Okay, I know now. Don't get upset with me because I don't know who it is.
I don't know
Who's
who that is either.
KWN? She is having a pop-up in the morning. Who is this person? Don't know who that person is. Adrian says, say less, Lisa. I need deets. Good morning, everyone. Good morning, says Elise. Got that right. And Rashawn is in the building. She's changing shifts, I'm sure. And she's been working. See, working. We work. We have to work. We have to keep working. Thank you so much, Ron. Lisa says, anytime, Lisa. We got to support the people in this community.
Absolutely.
I mean, what's the point? What's the point of being here if you can't support the people that are here? Come on. Good morning. I see all the good mornings. And I love a good movie reference, says Gwendolyn. Okay. Lisa says, yes, I'm getting at least 20 spam emails per day. Even when I block them, they come back with a new email address. Same thing with the texting. You block the telephone number, they come back with another number. Then you come up with another number.
You know what's the new thing now? Calendar invites.
Yes.
I don't know if anyone's getting that. I'm getting calendar invites for things now. And I'm just like, block, delete, block.
Block, delete, block, delete. And here's the other one.
They're trying every way
to scam you. Get to you. The other one is, hi, did you see? I forgot to, I forgot to meet you yesterday. Or, what time are we getting together today? Or, like random, immediately I just block. None of my friends ever just out of nowhere say, oh, we were supposed to meet today.
Right. Or pretend that they text the wrong person.
Yeah.
Have a conversation.
And then they want to have a conversation.
You blocked. I don't know.
Block,
blocking. You didn't have a conversation. Why? If the wrong number is the wrong number. Get out my.
It's the wrong number. Goodbye. Lisa says, I keep seeing videos that are saying something big is about to happen and we need to have cash in the house and non-perishable foods. I know we have talked about this before, but we need to do this. This is very true. I'm a believer. You should always have food in the house, canned goods in the house, non-perishables. And it's so important because we are living in a dangerous time. I know people they don't like to say, they don't want to hear the truth, but this guy in the office is dangerous.
Bombing boats in the Caribbean with no proof or evidence of anything. Yeah, we are on the brink of something big.
We have no nuclear.
And that's not being a conspiracy theorist.
No,
he's
want to start testing nuclear weapons again.
Yes,
that crazy stuff. Because they had the Blue Angels fly over DC the other day. We don't even know why.
There was no occasion. They just flew over.
There was no occasion. I figured it was what's funny to me is people keep saying, "Oh, all these people are strong." These aren't strong men. These are mediocre.
These are weak.
They're weak,
and they keep trying to. This is going to be the vulgar part, right, of me. They all trying to see whose penis is the biggest. And because there's little. So I told my husband, he looked at me, I said, this is little dick energy. Okay.
Yeah.
These are men with little penises and small hands.
No lies told. No lies told.
These are the dumbest people.
Small penises, and probably don't have a tongue that comes out of their mouth or enough to do anything with.
And small brains.
Mercy.
Yeah.
Come on, Lee.
Where's Winston?
Speak the truth. Speaking the truth.
That's what it is, though.
It's the truth, though. You speak the truth.
No lies told.
When people come up short in other areas, they start trying to flex other things, and people who are following them help them out, Lord.
He says the least.
And they're just as weak.
It is the truth. It is the truth. This is where we are, y'all. So what's in the headlines that y'all guys want to talk about? Anything in particular first?
So much.
I mean, the shutdown is approaching 30 days soon. Yeah, and this it's currently right now the second longest shutdown, but it's going to be the longest shutdown. And there is no end in sight. These people are doing nothing. As a matter of fact, the Senate, of course, is the only body that's actually trying to do something. There was a 50 to 48 vote, I think it was. I could be wrong with the number, but
Trump on one of the tariffs, right?
Yeah, to take away the tariffs from Canada. I mean,
and Brazil,
but
they voted against the tariffs from Brazil too.
Yeah, and the fact that Congress has not been in office in 3 months. They've only worked 20 days in 3 months, and they have this perpetual vacation, and they're being paid. Let me tell you something. Somebody needs to stop this because this is ridiculous. There's no way in hell that we could do this and get away with it. We'd all been fired. They would have escorted us out the building. We wouldn't have been able to take anything out of our office. They said the stuff would have been mailed to you or just thrown in the trash. They need to take all their stuff, throw it in the trash, and just start over. Start over. Because this is some bullshit.
Yeah, they're being paid. They have great health insurance that we pay for.
Yes.
So that they can continue to have. So, everything that I've only heard one representative say they weren't going to take a check. I don't know. I haven't heard anyone else on any either side say that. But that one Democratic representative did say that. But, we have people, and I think that we had high stress, right? High stress. We I say it all the time. We all are suffering from PTSD since 2020. And this just heightens people's thoughts, right? And so the whole idea of holding SNAP benefits hostage to try to force the Democrats to do what you want to do and not own the fact that you are in control of everything.
Everything.
You're refusing. They put forth proposals in the Senate. Josh Hawley has, Democrats have to fund SNAP. Because they do have a reserve. They have money that they can.
There's money been set aside that no one can suffer. There has never been a shutdown that was ever affected until now.
Never. And they know that. And so
right. And for those that don't know, SNAP is what it used to be called was food stamps. So now it's called SNAP. Just so there's
it covers more.
Yeah.
That's it used to be just for food with the coupon, but now it covers many aspects of not just food. But there's other entities that it supports.
Also, let's also make aware that childcare is also going to be affected also.
And people understand, and I think that's one of the things we have to make sure we're speaking in all the terms that they understand. Yes. EBT is what y'all know. You'll get your EBT card. We talk about your EBT card. Mm-hmm. And the fact that 60% of the people, I watched Gwendolyn's clip, 60% of the people are working people.
That's right.
Who just aren't they don't make enough to be able to afford what their families, and the fact that they qualify.
Yes. Yeah. And working.
Even college students get that as well. Some college students apply for that and get that. So it affects so many people.
But like Elise is saying, these are mothers and fathers that have families that are making $17, $20 an hour. Who can live off $17, $15, $14 an hour?
You can't
and raise a family.
You gotta pay rent, mortgage, whatever you gotta pay. Most of them are paying rent. That's why even when you look at the homeless population, people have to understand not everyone that's homeless is unemployed. They're homeless people who are employed, who are fully employed. but don't make enough money to be able to afford all those bills. It's families out there. They're families with children. I'm, as a former educator, I met those people.
That's right.
Who were in those situations, children who were in shelters and lived in, we used to have a place called DC Journal. That's where a lot of them were housed for years until they closed it down, but they lived there. There were families there. My daughter did this big, she got backpacks and everything. We donated, she drove them over there and got them to give to the kids there. She did it 2 years in a row when she was here, just to make sure that the children had school supplies ready and brand new backpacks ready to go on that day. So then it wasn't that the families were all just sitting around not working. The working, and there is a working class poor, and then people have to understand that. And that's what people don't. You have teachers who, in some states, don't get paid enough. They have second jobs, trying to make ends meet, so they don't end up in a homeless shelter.
Here's the other thing too. Not even that. I mean, like there's SNAP, and then now there's corporate America who's like Bryce had mentioned yesterday. Amazon is laying off. Amazon is laying off 35,000 people. MSNBC just laid off a bunch of people. CBS just started. CBS News just did a clean sweep on yesterday. As a matter of fact, they started laying off a bunch of people. This is happening, people. There are less jobs out there for all the people now that are currently unemployed. Now, a lot of us all live paycheck to paycheck. What's going to happen? We're just using Thanksgiving as an example because it's a pivotal point, like where we in this country celebrate and we use food as that a way of celebrating. People are going to go hungry. People that had jobs 3 weeks ago that no longer have a job. Now the question is, do I buy Thanksgiving food, or do I save that money to pay the rent for December? Because guess what? Right after Thanksgiving, that mortgage, that rent is going to come due again.
Absolutely.
What do?
Here's a clip from Gwendolyn's share she shared yesterday. I share that with you guys. And here we go. This is from Gwendolyn.
There is a lot of talk about who receives food benefits and that those people who receive benefits clearly don't work. Okay, that's the bullshit. As a person who volunteers as a photographer at a food bank, these are the images that I have captured starting in 2023. This is a mobile food drive in September. And the number of cars, the number of working families that were lined up to receive assistance literally had me in tears. This is not a once or twice a year thing. Food insecurity in the United States is an everyday issue. And until we agree that U.S. citizens should be paid a living wage, and check it, it is 2025. $7.25 is not living. $12 is not living. $20 is not living. We need to look at $25 an hour, $30 an hour. And that would just be the minimum. The minimum. This is an everyday issue here. An everyday issue. And these are working families. Can I please stress that? These are not people sitting around eating bonbons. Okay? People experience food insecurity for a number of reasons, and a good chunk of them already have a full-time job and a part-time job. So they're doing all the things. So understand, this is what has always been in the U.S. We have a serious problem with not treating our citizens well and not believing that we deserve to be paid fairly for our labor. Now, I just want to say this. You can be part of the solution, or you can continue to be part of the fucking problem. The fucking problem is spreading the lies that people who are receiving assistance don't work. Cut that shit out.
And there you have it. Gwendolyn is here when she isn't here.
Absolutely.
And that was so well done. Thank you, Gwendolyn, for posting that yesterday. I was like, wow, this is really good. I need to make sure we share this. Absolutely. And
I want to share that my oldest daughter, when she was pregnant with my granddaughter, she was living on her own, and she was working full time at Whole Foods. She qualified for WIC.
Yeah.
Because of her income. If she were to be, if they weren't living with us and she had to go out and live, she'd have to have some kind of subsidy to live in DC. And as Gwendolyn says, she makes over $20 an hour. But that wouldn't be enough to pay rent, buy grocery, or all those things, because they're more than 50% of her income, if it were not subsidized, if her rent, if she couldn't qualify for subsidized rent, it would take it, she wouldn't be able to live anyplace.
And that's the sad thing. A lot of people that work at grocery stores can't afford to buy groceries in the place that they work.
Yes.
She works at Whole Foods, so you know.
Well, yeah.
And I'm not even talking about Whole Foods, because we know that Whole Foods tends to be more expensive. But a lot of people that work in grocery stores can't even afford to buy groceries in the place where they are employed. Right. Even with an employee discount.
Absolutely. So true.
Here's something that was talked about this morning with Morning Joe, and I want to share this as well with you guys. This is I thought was really a good clip, and you guys should make the joke. We'll talk about it at the end of it. It's a little lengthy, but there's a point while I'm sharing it. And let's go to Morning Joe. Here we go. Morning Joe popped on the screen here, and unmute. Here we go.
If I brought the House back and we passed another CR, it would meet the exact same fate from Chuck Schumer. He would mock it, they would spike it, and they would try to blame it on us. So what would be the point of that?
Speaker Mike Johnson putting a damper on the idea of bringing House lawmakers back before the Senate acts on a government funding bill, telling reporters it would be a futile exercise.
Besides, they'd have to swear in somebody that got elected how long ago?
A long time ago.
And then they'd have to...
The defining vote on the Epstein files. Wouldn't want that.
Epstein files released. Why, that would just be futile if you wanted to keep all that out of
so
Americans' hands.
We'll stop a lot of other things, too, just for that. Yeah. All right. There may be some small signs of progress, though. Senate Majority Leader John Thune yesterday said there's been an increase in conversations among rank-and-file senators and that he thinks he'll talk with Democrats, quote, pretty soon. That comes with less than 72 hours until vital SNAP benefits expire for nearly 42 million Americans. Thune and Senate Minority Leader Chuck Schumer have not met at all this month to discuss an exit path, but Schumer told reporters earlier this week he believes after November 1st, Republicans will face, quote, increased pressure to negotiate with us. With us, we have the co-host of our fourth hour, staff writer at The Atlantic, Jonathan Lemire. MSNBC contributor Mike Barnicle is here, and MSNBC senior Capitol Hill reporter Ali Vitale. She's, of course, the host of Way Too Early.
And before we get to the reporting, Mike, it's almost as if over the past several days, Republicans have figured out that Medicaid cuts impact red states as much or more than they impact blue states. Cuts to SNAP benefits make children in Missouri and Georgia, and even though Tommy Tuberville doesn't know it, Alabama, hungry, that the cutting of these benefits are going to hurt their voters as much or more than it's going to hurt Democratic voters. And while I certainly understand the frustration of John Thune on the floor about them passing their clean CRs, this debate's gone well beyond that now, and it is about health care. And Republicans who haven't done anything since claiming they're going to have a better Obama
10 years.
care. Yeah, I think, we're moving beyond 10 years. They've done absolutely nothing, proposed absolutely nothing on health care. It's obvious they lose the health care fight, and that's what this debate's about right now.
Well, they have the 10 years of waiting to announce potentially whatever their health plan is supposed to be. 10 years people have been waiting for it. We haven't had it. Now they're facing, obviously, the D-Day of November 1st. November 1st, that's when people go hungry. That's when people can't find enough money in their small allotment of money to buy food, to put food on the table. That's what's scary. John Thune yesterday on the floor of the United States Senate, I was shocked given his nature.
John's a mild-mannered guy.
Yes, yeah. I
love it at the end, you know, the upper Midwestern guy comes up, my aching back. Yeah. I mean, no, he doesn't. I've known him for over 30 years. I've never heard him raise his voice once.
But don't you think, given his nature, because you do know him, and I was thinking of you when I first saw it on TV yesterday afternoon, don't you think he desperately wants to make a deal? I don't figure out, how can they not make a deal? What is the problem?
Well, they're going to have to make a deal, but it doesn't make sense. I mean, again, I've been in the exact position where the government shut down in 1995, 96. We would keep sending appropriation bills to Bill Clinton, and he'd keep vetoing them. And he wanted to prove a point. And sometimes, eventually we started sending him exactly what he asked for, like in legislative branch appropriate. He vetoed it. And we said, but we did exactly what you wanted us to do. And then he'd go out and go, Republicans are cutting Medicare to pay for tax cuts for the rich. But that's where we are now. So it's very frustrating. And for John Thune, he's thinking, okay, we've put a CR that you voted for last time on the floor 14 times, and yet you're still, voting against it and then complaining about the benefits that we're talking about funding. But again, this has moved in large part, I think, because the president has been going across Asia and he's been focused on Middle East peace. He's been focused on not insignificant things. He hasn't really been focused on this, but do you get a sense inside the White House and from your reporting in Washington that Republicans are starting to understand they're going to have to do something here, especially on Medicaid?
Yeah, they're going to have to do something and something soon. And I wrote on this yesterday. It's sort of what we've been talking about around the table the last couple of days as well. As the president has been just missing in action when it comes to the shutdown. Now, obviously, he has been very busy on other things. He was in the Middle East. He's currently in Asia. Some of the other things on his plate, perhaps less significant, like the ballroom that's going to go up instead of the now raised East Wing. Right. But at first, this was a deliberate strategy that they wanted to remove him from the equation. They thought Democrats would fold. They thought Republicans had momentum this year and that they would be able to strong arm this through. Yeah. Now it has changed. They're hearing from the Hill, from some Congress members who were wishing that Speaker Johnson would call the House back into session. We're starting to hear some anxiety from the Senate as well as to where this is going, because that November 1st date looms. Republican voters, red states, are being impacted by this. So I'm being told, yes, in the last few days, the White House itself getting nervous. They feel like the president is going to have to step back in. At this point, they'll wait till he's back from Asia, so in a day or so. But the Trump himself is going to have to get to a deal, or this is just going to get worse for Republicans. Yeah,
I hope Mika doesn't mind me saying this, Willie, but to reveal a conversation we had about the government shutdown. Now, Mika is paid, right, to be the catastrophizer. I don't know who's paying her, but I'd like to take all the money out of their bank account because she's very good at catastrophizing.
Okay, so they go into it, and but my position here is that this could be something this is in my judgment, my thinking is that when people in these red states start going hungry, they're going to hear why the Democrats are doing what they're doing. There's only but so much the Foxes of the world and Newsmax and all the O&M and all the O&M, whatever the other channels. Oh, yeah. Yes, there's only but so much you can hide the truth when people are hungry. And eventually what's going to happen, in my judgment, is that the people that are in these red states that are getting all their information from the lying networks, they're going to hear now why the Democrats are working on their behalf. Because it's not that the Democrats are just not doing anything. The Democrats are protecting their health care.
Can I say something? Can I interrupt you real quick?
Trying to protect the people that did not want protecting or felt no need to have it.
Ron, I hear what you're saying, but I think some of these people are so far gone, they're lost. They'll never, ever understand what it is that other people are trying to do for them. And they're just like the Jim Jones people. They will drink that juice and die on that hill for this man. These people will lose their life savings, their homes, their families, just to stay face and say, no, I'm with Trump. And it's a good portion of America that will do that. I really believe that.
Yeah, they get it. I mean, a lot of it too, Chris, not to interrupt you, is people still not wanting to admit they were wrong, hold themselves accountable for what they did. Oh, I didn't vote for it. You voted for every inch of this. You voted for this. And even when you sit and, listening to that clip, how much BS was in there? People are listening to that stuff. And at the end of the day, when you listen to Morning Joe, he is like, oh, I've never seen him so this, and he's never raised his voice. I'm tired of you. I'm tired of you defending people who are trash. Mm-hmm. The Democrats voted for this before. Yeah, but they know that right now you're going to harm millions of people. They're going to lose their health care benefits are going to go up. They're going to lose some health care benefits. So at some point they had to stop as they had to stop surrendering to your will. Stop giving in to the bullies. And that's all it is. The Republicans are using blackmail, bullying, all of this, holding these benefits for people to eat, the EBT, SNAP, all of the things that people, WIC, because even with Josh Hawley's thing, he didn't include WIC in there. So that's for women and infants and children. And listening to Morning Joe, those same people are listening to him. That still felt like listening to Fox to me. Still not holding Republicans fully accountable for this. That man who leads the Senate is the majority leader in the Senate is responsible for this. Yes. If you have turned down not only the Democrats' willingness to say, hey, let's have this separate thing so SNAP people don't lose their benefits on the first. You also refuse the Republican version that Democrats saying we'll support that. Then you don't want it to end. You want to have you're doing the bidding of the man in the White House, and them saying, oh, he's been focused on this. Man been laughed out over in South Korea. He's all of the stuff that's been going on, walking away, looking like a robot and freezing.
Walking in a circle, not knowing what he's doing.
Focusing on all of those things. And you talk about he's over here doing, you're not doing anything. Bringing more war on your own people. You want to send military on your own people. So to sit there and listen to that with all of those people around that table, that's the kind of stuff that even they aren't doing. Like I told you, I'm tired of these people in the media or ex-media continuing to regurgitate what's happening. We see what's happening. What are real solutions, and when do you hold those people accountable for it? Morning Joe keeps his show because he's not fully holding them accountable. And so people aren't going to change. They're like Chris said, they're going to drink the Kool-Aid, whether it's grape or red, whatever it is. If it's purple, red, blue, they're going to drink that Kool-Aid. And they're going to end up not on when they don't get their EBT cards, wondering why they can't buy Kool-Aid. And not really wanting to blame.
I mean, they'll just say, "Oh, we're blaming the Democrats." Like,
well, the whole thing is, again, we know the Democrats. I am with the Democrats on this move. I think they had no other choice but to do this to save healthcare in America, because the Republicans have always continually over and over and over again tried to do away with the Affordable Care Act. They've been trying to tear it apart piece by piece. And the Democrats said, no way, we're going to protect the people's insurance and health care. And I will say, again, the cruelty is the point. The cruelty is the point with the Republicans. They are using something that was not necessary to be used. Again, no shutdown has ever used or been associated with the SNAP program.
But that's the whole point, right?
This is hungry or health. It's your belly or your health, which they go together.
Right. But that's a part. Like, what do we talk about as Americans, which is the hypocrisy of it all, right? To me.
Yes.
Oh my God, let's raise this money for the starving children all over here.
Yes.
So what are you going to do for the starving children over here? What do you
cares?
And that's the point. They don't care. They don't care when they can't eat, right? And it's like Gwendolyn said before, there's a group of people who aren't going to care until they feel it. So when they're starting to see their healthcare bills being sent to them and seeing how ridiculously high they're going to be, they've been getting those things
minimum.
Right. They've been getting those things. Now if you're on EBT, you're not going to get your food stamps, your EBT cards and all that stuff is not going to have any money loaded onto it come the first.
That's right.
And so now you're going to be hungry. Your healthcare premiums, you're not going to be able to afford anyway. And then there's a certain amount of days that they have to act. So those increases don't become permanent. The insurance companies are making out like bandits because that's all it's about. They're making out like bandits, and you have people who no, they don't care because we're so busy forgetting. The dialogue, the narrative has allowed them to not understand that all 99% of us are in the same bucket.
That's right.
That my problem is your problem. Your problem is my problem. Everybody's problem is connected. If you're not out there in those at the top, and that's 1%, you're in that bucket, and your problem, we're all in the same bucket. We're having the same issues, and your problems will impact me regardless. It doesn't matter how much money you have in that as a person in that bucket. Whatever impacts the least of them will impact you.
Yeah. I mean, Lisa even said something that was rather important. The constituent, like, people don't realize the people that are on these services typically are these Republican constituents. They're not people. The majority of the people that are on these services are not on the coast, on the East Coast and West Coast. Right. They're in the middle of America. All right. Where do the billionaires live? On the coast, right? And then also, where's most of the infrastructure? On the coast? All the TV stations and networks, they live and operate on the coast, on the West Coast and on the East Coast. So that's why it's always highlighted, because that's where they are. They don't live in middle America. They have to go to these places to seek them out. But that's where the majority of all these problems are in middle America. Poverty, homelessness, food disparities. It's not yes, it happens on the East and West Coast, but that's not the majority of it. It's just because the infrastructure to see it is where it is.
Right. And the impact on the farming community, like that community
Absolutely.
That's so hard. What is 70% of them voted for this? But you're suffering because of it. This impacts you because if people don't have the funds to buy your groceries, buy whatever you're producing. If you're producing, because they've taken away a lot of your workers because they've been coming out there and grabbing them out of the fields, so it's impacting them. You better believe they're getting snapped too.
Well, here's something.
Wait. Before you go forward, put Gwendolyn's comment back on. I think that's really important. We talk about it all the time, but the programs that were created, they were created for white people. Because guess what? No one gave a shit about Black and poor people in this country. Why would they create programs to help us? Think about it. These programs were created for white people. It's just that we happen to benefit from it. Some of us benefited from it, and then they use that against us to say, "No, well, look, they're the ones taking advantage of it." No, this wasn't created for us. Right. This was created for you.
And we know that too, because the policies that were created in the 80s for some of this in the 70s also came with a rule, what they call the 80-20 rule. So they gave that 20 rule was supposed to, like, if you were really poor, you couldn't even afford the 20%. So I'm going to pay $80 of your $100 bill for health insurance.
And so who now was responsible for that, Brian?
Republicans.
The
Republicans. Don't start with me, Elise.
Come on.
Reagan.
Come say his name, right?
That was Reagan. It was Reagan. But you sit there and you think about that $20 on every $100. If you are poor, you still can't afford the $20.
Right.
Yeah.
And that was also in place. It was created with racial discrimination in mind to have Black people and people of color not go and get health care because they could not afford the 20%. I mean, and not only that, that's why you saw in the workplace that you kept seeing your co-pays going up. The higher the copay, that 20% gets higher and higher.
Right.
Less people apply. The insurance company obviously is a racket. But
created everything. Wendell is right. All of these, every program was created for them. And
yes.
then because
DEI.
they wanted to create this image of us, the welfare queen, nobody ever put it. I'll give you an example. So when I used to testify against vouchers on Capitol Hill, it would always be Black people.
Yes.
All of the panelists were Black. Even the one from Cleveland that came was a Black woman. So I had done my research. I said, so the majority Black people receive less than 1/4 of the vouchers in Cleveland. Where's the mother that's received the majority of them? She's white. She's not Black. Why isn't she sitting next to me?
Isn't she sitting
in front of the Senate? Why isn't she sitting next to? That's what happened with welfare queen. They use a Black face, but the real welfare queen was white, and she still is. She still is. The white woman that lived near my sister, she tried to get every one of her kids on ISS. She went to have them diagnosed with something so that they could get that Social Security money as children in elementary school.
And it's still going on.
It's always been that way. And while we on the 80%, the 20 and the 80%, also under that same person, is when this whole thing about at the higher education and the loans came out. That part he dealt with that. And so the part was to keep us unhealthy and uneducated. But it didn't work the way they thought it was going to work, because the Black women are the most educated constituency in the country. But that was the whole point: make education so costly that we couldn't afford it.
Yes.
And that was a punishment. There were certain things that were were certain parts of education that were free in higher education, but under that person, Ronald Reagan, he made sure that poor, and this was about class too, made sure that poor people couldn't afford things.
All what's going on right now are reversals and responses to Black people getting and people of color getting ahead. They never intended for the policies that they had in place. They didn't think that we would overcome them, and now they have to figure out, all right, well, how do we get them back in line and put them back? I mean, think about it. All of these a good majority of these layoffs are of Black women, Black educated women, the number one educated group in this country, Black women.
And America lost 1 million jobs since Trump Cankles took off at Taco Tits.
Yes.
From our girls at the other that we've had it.
Yes.
But
only
it's
300,000 of them are Black women.
Yeah.
You know,
she said,
but Chris's comment, I want us not to leave out another group that's in there. White women are in that group with the Black and brown people.
Yes.
They don't like them.
They benefited
because they benefited the most from DEI, affirmative action. White women benefited the most. So I want people to be real clear. I don't think we can, I'm that one that makes sure we don't leave that lingering piece out, to let people know, whoever rewatches this, to know who really benefited the most from these programs.
Absolutely.
Which were white women. And they don't want her up there either, because she was starting to be in control of stuff. So I want
but here's the thing though, they're less effective, because you know what they do? They are assimilating and just going along just so that they can hold their positions.
They're about to feel, because they had, again, there was interviewing a white woman yesterday on one of the news programs, and she was saying, she says, I'm that face. She says, she goes, I am the face of, I need my SNAP. I need my SNAP. And they're still doing it today. Like, I've been perusing through through Instagram, and anytime you see a SNAP, like talking about SNAP and how the deadline is coming up, you see it's a Black family in the store or the Black family, but that's not who is getting most of SNAP.
Yeah.
But I noticed that I perused through it all for the last 2 or 3 days. And every time you go through your Instagram or your TikTok or you go through your YouTube channel, the person that is the marketing of the news is a Black guy or a Black woman in the grocery store.
The media uses Black people to demonize us as a group for everything. When anything happens in the world, they put up a Black face as the face of it.
But I challenge even Black people. I challenge Black people or anyone. When you say poor, your first image is a Black person because you've been conditioned to think that way. Black, white, green, purple, whatever language you speak. Anytime they mention that, you see our faces. When that's not the truth. We're not the ones that's getting the most from these benefits. They are. But it works to keep fueling the hatred. The racism continues to live through that. That's what it is. So you put that Black face on, we don't want them to do it. We put all of these things out there, but that's who should be front and center.
But it's no coincidence that you would just say that, because the two platforms that I was looking at, one was Ebony, and I was shocked that they used that picture. And there was another Black-owned periodical, and I was like, "Why?" I said, "You should be putting down who's getting it. Who is getting SNAP?
Right.
It's okay to put the white face on a Black magazine because that's who's getting it. Right. Give the news 100%." But anyway, this is where we're gonna have to wrap it up here.
But we've made our mistake in all of these arguments.
Yes.
By saying Black, by putting us in the front when we aren't the ones. I said a long time ago, when they talk about affirmative action, stop just talking about the impact on Black people. It's anyone who was underrepresented.
Yes.
That the majority of who benefited were white women. And because we've allowed the narrative to be that way, like you said, Ebony, yes, Black people will be impacted, but you need to start showing the ones who are the majority of the people that are getting this benefit, so that people start seeing. Because one of the things I learned from going to testify, going up on Capitol Hill and working with them legislatively, because I was with white people, because I was with National PTA, was that I had to get them to see themselves.
Yes.
The impact it would have on them and their community, because it didn't matter what was happening to my community, but they needed to see that whatever it is was really about their community, because their community had all these things. They have got to see themselves. And that's what everybody needs to put that face of. Even if you if you want to put a clip in your story, put one with a white person in the line.
Because that's the truth.
Start a trend.
Yeah, you got it. If you're going to give the news, give the real news.
Yeah.
Well, guys, this was a good conversation. I'm so glad we had it, and I'm glad we were able to have. This was good, and thank you guys for participating in the comments. You guys are really sharing along this discussion, and I mean, but I'm a believer. I still believe that there's going to be a percentage of people in the white rural areas of this country, when they cannot eat, for those of us in this community and that study history, when people begin to feel it in their bellies, change comes. And not 100%, but there will be several. I don't know if it's going to be 25% or is it 10% or 15%. But when they feel that their stomach's growling at night because they have no food, they're going to say, "Why don't I have food?" And then they're going to start calling their senators, some of them. And then some will just say, "Well, I'm just going to take it. I'm just going to take it because I don't want the Mexicans to have it." That will happen too. But I believe people will know.
Before you leave, can we look at Lisa's comment about Angela Rye?
Yes.
So, but I don't know what Angela Rye is thinking, but people should definitely vote yes for Proposition 50.
Yes,
I don't know where she's coming from. I'm so tired of people showing up And you know, there's a performer out there. She's from Mississippi. Her name is Kirby, and she has this song, and in there it says it's called Toxic Logic that she sings about, and she said, "Is you a prophet or is you for profit?" So you want clickbait, Angela? Then you do what you got to do. But if we want to make changes, right now we're in a situation where you fight fire with fire.
You got to get that Prop 50 done.
You can't go in there with your heating blanket. You got to fight fire with fire.
Yes.
Because you're not going to just be able to throw this over there when every day all these red states are not trying to go through a process of including people in the decision. Yes. They're just making decisions. And you're going to tell people not to use their voting rights to make a decision that's going to benefit the country in the long run. Then she needs to go and reflect on that. So I don't know where her mind is or anyone else's mind is. I know that when people are in these positions of whatever I don't know how she gets paid, if she gets paid, whatever that is.
Proposition 50 is necessary.
A profit or is you for profit? I want to know what's the most important for you. Is it about your profit line, your bottom line? And is that the sexy thing to say? Because I always say that people go after all that stuff. So where's the genuine stuff? I need us to stop doing that. I need us to stop backbiting. Just like she came out and said something about Governor Newsom. And I put a comment and said, timing is everything. And she said it right before, like she said it this week. And I took issue with her saying it because you're trying to bring some divisiveness around him when people are in California are looking at voting for Proposition 50. She brings that issue up. And I said, what is about timing? And like Lisa said, is someone paying her? What is going on with her? Because that comment, I did leave a comment on her page. Like timing is everything. This is not the right time. You got an issue, deal with that issue later. But whatever, and it happens every time that right before an election, some black pundit or somebody with a face that people listen to with a platform is out here saying some ridiculous stuff. Right now, we are in a fight for the life of this country, for the life of people. We want
like
things
never before.
We don't know if there will be a 2026 election at all because they're right now trying to get a state of emergency so that they can do all of those things. We got to understand how we need to respond and not react. We got to be, there's an old saying, you got to get up awful early in the morning to beat the devil. Yeah. These devils are busy.
And they're busy. They're working overtime.
We can't keep letting people like her or anyone else get away with comments like that right before an election. That happened to Hillary Clinton with Comey. That right before that time, those emails came back up and she lost ground. So right before elections, why are you doing that? Don't come out. I don't care about your platform. I will not watch you if you're doing something detrimental to people. And that we have got to have people like Newsom and all of these, the Illinois governor, everybody who's thinking about doing something to increase those numbers so that we can keep a balance out here.
That's right. We got to get those numbers. As long as
we have the option, we have a thought or hope that we can still vote for representatives next year. We need to have a fair playing field. And I will say this as my closing part. States are only as red as the people in this country allow them to be.
Yes.
The bottom line, I can paint something red. You can decide you want to turn it blue because you want to vote for humanity and your own best interest. To say that it's automatically red is to say that you are either going to stay at home or you're going to vote against your own interests. Nothing is automatic. Nothing is a given. The given is the people, the power of the rest of the people and the way they vote. Nothing is red or blue until you vote. I said this, what I said to a person who told me they were independent. I said they were thinking about changing to an independent from a Democrat. I said, let me tell you something. When you walk in the voting booth on election day, everybody in the booth is an independent. Everybody on election day in November can decide whether they're going to vote Democrat, Republican, or independent. They can decide however they vote. You are not handed a ballot with only one candidate on there. You are handed a ballot with everyone. in that on the election day, everyone is independent.
It is true.
Just want to say that because that's like
thank you, Elise. No, that was necessary. Okay, make sure you join our email list and make sure you join my email list today. Go to ronlewisphotos.com. Also, if you're looking for an event photographer, I am an event photographer, and you can reach out again at ronlewisphotos.com. And also, we want to thank our Patreon members for supporting what we do here. You are the reason why we're able to do what we're doing. So if you want to become a Patreon member, join the Patreon community here at Ron Lewis Photos. Just go to patreon.com and then just put in Ron Lewis Photos /Ron Lewis Photos. And if you want to contribute $3 a month, $5 a month, $10 a month, or like some members, $100 a month, wherever it is to support what we do here, do it. You're more than welcome to do that. Also, you're invited to join the YouTube channel. Make sure if you're here, make sure you hit the like, make sure you hit the subscribe. It is free to like and it is free to subscribe. So make sure you do that so that way we can continue to move forward and get to the levels that we want to get to. And again, thank you, Chris, and thank you, Elise. Elise already gave her last word. Chris, you have a last word, sir?
Just stay woke. Stay woke.
That's right. Stay woke. Okay, guys.
And vote.
I'm out of here.
Vote. Everybody
and vote.
Vote.
Yes.
Go out and vote.
Vote.
Ron,
early voting. I'm going to
vote?
Brooklyn. I'm going to Brooklyn tomorrow. Tomorrow's Friday. And I'm going to vote.
I want to see
my mama, and I'm going to vote.
In Brooklyn, they give out 2 stickers. One that say you voted and one that say Brooklyn voted. My son showed his.
I'm going to vote tomorrow. I'm going to do my early voting tomorrow. So, good. Yes, indeed. I'm not going to let these Jersey streets stop me. Gwendolyn says, I voted yesterday. And also Lisa says, today was great. Wish we could have gone longer. Have a great day, everyone. And I see here, and Gwendolyn says, and the church will say, amen.
Amen.
Guys, see you tomorrow. Talk to you later. Bye-bye. Hello, and thank you for joining us today. Make sure you hit the like, the subscribe, and leave a comment on this video. I would love to hear from you. Thank you again. Until I see you next time.